Hello and welcome back to the final episode of HOODS for Logan Square. I'm your host Trinity Brown, and in this episode we will make our final trip to Logan Square to see how some of the local businesses provide services to the community. As we saw earlier today, community is a large part of what makes Logan Square so special. And to see how the business side of things ties into this. Let's take a look at Disco City Records.
Well, we established the record store in the early 60s, and we were originally a ma and pa record store. And Disco City was a hub primarily for Latin music expressions as well as world music. Disco City is a piece of history and a piece of Chicago's future as well. We spawned into 14 stores at one point and then decided that we would become a record distributor. Disco City is an important exponent as far as culture, not just musical culture, but culture in Chicago. Disco music has seen and has anchored the spawning of all the original forms of musical expressions that actually found their original generations here. Chicago is an interesting city where a lot of times an entire community is practically displaced in order for another community to come into that place. The Humboldt Park area, Logan Square, all these areas were predominantly not Hispanic or Black oriented in the past, but became so, and now are transitioning into a different culture of people. We have a lot of Anglo-American folks that are moving into this area that used to be predominantly Cuban, Puerto Rican, and Black oriented. There's a lot of Anglo-Americans that are moving into the area now, a lot of professional musicians, students, and it's just really exciting. So my idea of coming back here to Disco City was so that I could begin to open up the store to a whole new group and a whole new culture of people that are coming into this area. I want them to feel welcome, and I want them to be able to come in here and continue to allow us to do what we've been doing for so many years, which is to feed the musical and the contemporary needs of all the great people that live in this area and in the Chicago and Midwestern area. We're here to stay. We're not going anywhere.
Wow, what a fine addition to the Logan Square community and rich center of culture. Now joining us today, we have Paul Levin, the Executive Director at the Logan Square Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Levin is here to talk to us about the Chamber of Commerce and its role in the community. Thank you for being here with us today. So when and how did you start working for the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I moved into the neighborhood a long time ago, and I had a business downtown, actually, that I got out of, and having nothing else to do, I got involved in neighborhood politics, and went to work for the alderman of the ward, and I worked for him for a few years, and then moved over about 8 years ago, to working for the Logan Square Chamber of Commerce, and eventually I became the executive director.
Wow. What does the Chamber of Commerce provide for the neighborhood?
Well, the Chamber does a number of things. We provide networking opportunities for business people in the neighborhood. We have about 150 members. Okay. And so opportunities for them to get together and talk about issues that they may have, opportunities for them to work together on projects, whatever. We do neighborhood advocacy. We'll do things like testifying in front of city council committees if there are legislative issues that might affect the neighborhood. And then we do some neighborhood-wide events. Probably the best known one that we do is we run the Logan Square Farmers Market. which is now in its 10th year and the 8th year that we've been running it.
Wow, so a lot of community work.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so very much. That's all the time we have right now, but we will be back with Mr. Levin later. Now let's take a look at a place where families can take their extended family members for whatever they may need.
Logan Pets opened 3 years ago. Nesh and I are business partners, and I went to school for business administration. He went to school as a veterinarian technician back in Europe, and then when he came to the US, he went to grooming school, and then we put both ideas together. Right now, at this moment, we offer most services for dogs and cats. Grooming services, hotel service, boarding, doggy daycare. Also, we have a retail shop with top-of-the-line products for both dogs and cats. What is sold mostly is the food, regardless economies or whatever dogs have to eat, cats has to eat. So that is the most selling item. But then we also have a lot of other stuff like treats, collars, leashes, carriers. Grooming packages, we have basically two packages. We have a beauty bath package and a full groom service. The difference is one has a haircut, the other one does not. It all depends the breed and the services that are needed for each pet based on their breed or size, coat type, things like that. We have services for doggy daycare. This is a service for pet parents that have a busy lifestyle or for many other reasons they want their dog well socialized, perhaps tired and well exercised every day. But during the day, the main thing is a lot of social activities, engagement, safe play, and good socialization with other dogs. Then for our customers that are going on a trip or out of town and they need accommodations for their pet, we offer boarding overnight services for both dogs and cats. Logan Pets is very involved with the community. Besides being a company that provides services to the extended family member of our neighborhood residents, we also get involved with organizations like the Logan Square Dog Park. We also do adoption events and bring adoption events to the neighborhood. What makes us unique is that we treat our pets like if they were their own. We get to know our customer, which is the dog, but also their parent. So it's like a little family. We stand out mostly by our personalized attention to every customer, to every family member, to every pet's needs. I think that's one of the biggest things is our relationship that we get to establish with the parents of our pets.
Now I'm all smiles after seeing those adorable pets. What a wonderful place to get all of your pets' needs taken care of. Now we're back with Mr. Levin, who is now going to talk to us about the local businesses and their role in the community. Okay, Mr. Levin, so how do the local businesses shape the community of Logan Square as a whole?
Well, one way is they attract people from other neighborhoods to our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. One sign of a healthy neighborhood is that people do come from other parts of the city, other places. Right. And as an example, there's a business in Logan Square, the Viking Ski Shop. Viking Ski Shop has been there for 40 years or so, and it draws people from all over the metropolitan area. They come to Logan Square, they have their ski bindings taken care of, and they may stick around, go to a restaurant, find another shop that's selling interesting things, and that makes our neighborhood a better neighborhood in their perception, and therefore a better neighborhood in our own perception.
Yeah. What are some of the most visited establishments in Logan Square?
Well, I think currently the best known place in Logan Square is probably Revolution Brewing. Revolution opened about 4 years ago as a brew pub and restaurant, and since then it's been so popular they've actually opened another brewery where they make beer for wholesale, and you now see Revolution Brewing's products literally all over the country. But still, people they come to the restaurant. The pulled pork is the main attraction, along with 20 different kinds of beer.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your insight. It was a pleasure to have you on the show and to learn more about the rich sense of community on the business side of things. Now viewers, don't go away. When we come back, we'll take our final trip to Logan Square to one more community hotspot. Don't move that mouse.
Talking to your kids about finishing school isn't easy, just necessary. Go to boostup.org for materials that can help. When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
Welcome back to the final episode of Hoods on Logan Square. Earlier, we visited a record store, a pet daycare, and spoke with Paul Levin about the Chamber of Commerce. Now let's head over to Logan Square Theater, just across the street from Logan Pets, to see how the theater has become a home away from home for local residents.
Actually, in 1927, it was owned by the same family, the Vasilopoulos family, since then, and new ownership started 3.5 years ago. We have 4 digital auditoriums. We also have a 35mm in one of the 4. The original part of the theater was just the lobby. Concessions used to also be in the lobby. When new ownership came about, we busted through the wall, took over some commercial space, and built this lounge that you see, the bar and the concession area. We've done everything from children's birthday parties here in the lounge to a complete buyout for Mary J. Blige. Logan Square is really strong with public transportation, a lot of foot pedestrian work. We have a lot of shops, we have galleries in the neighborhood, and we're just one of those stops along the way that give people the opportunity to hang out, come see a movie, check out a special event, or partake in our bar. I would definitely say that it's still an independent movie theater. We don't have a corporate setting where we have several different venues that we share content with. We are independent for many reasons. One, it allows us to be affordable to the community. 2, it allows us to play with special programming such as our late nights and our throwbacks, as well as everything from open mic on Mondays, trivia on Tuesdays. We've had improv groups come through, we've had DJs, we've had just a number of special events, and it gives us that flexibility to do so. You know, we have such a diverse group that come through the doors. We have a lot of regulars that have been coming to the Logan Theater for years and for decades even. We've attracted a new crowd with some of our late night specials that we run, anything from Clueless to The Wizard, Mortal Kombat, and Casablanca. It all depends on what we're playing, that's who we get. It's great, and one of the goals that we wanted to keep as a promise to the Vasilopoulos family is to make sure it's a community center more than anything, a place for families, individuals to escape.
What a beautiful theater and fantastic place for local residents to escape to. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you, Mr. Levin, and thank you, viewers, for joining me on our various trips to Logan Square, where we all visited local community centers and businesses and saw what sort of services they provide for the residents. We hope you enjoyed the trip, and we look forward to seeing you next week. I'm your host, Trinity Brown, and thank you for watching Hoods.